Filmmakers, what is your biggest pet peeve on a film set? Let's look at some. ADs that bug me every 5 minutes under the misguided impression that it's going to get their actor to set faster. To be honest with you, I guess I don't have one. I've been on Saba, some really chill sets, so the only down thing I'll probably, but yes, that's minor. When actors are f***ing up their lines and think it's time to laugh about it. Come on, man, come on. Oh, this started a fire. That's harsh. If you think this way, the industry isn't for you. Everyone learns that there's mistakes. It's a normal thing for actors to mess up. Moses says, English must not be for you because I said my peeve was when they think it's funny and waste time instead of going right in and getting it right. I can direct however I want on my set. Liam comes in and says, I wouldn't want to be directed by you, fam. We're all human. Actors' main concern should be playing a role well, not remembering all lines perfectly 24/7. Maddie, dang dude, you don't have to be rude. Sometimes it is funny, but 12 hours into shooting, I could see it being less funny. Moses chimes in, aw, you hit me right where I don't give a f, bro. This Moses this guy's badass, dude. Liam goes, Moses, I don't care what you give. I'm just telling you that you won't make it where your narcissistic tendencies are so visible. Moses goes, you sound like a clown. I just don't take any around on my set. Oh. Santa says, I'm a second language speaker. Paula says, we love our blooper reels. TJ says, Moses, your numbers say all that I need to see. Moses goes, TJ, see, that's what I find funny about filming. It's a bunch of nobodies It's a bunch of nobodies trying to tell other nobodies what's what. Laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji. I made a comment and every nobody and their mama got butthurt. TJ, NGL, that is true. Laugh face, laugh face, laugh face. TJ, yeah, you killed it when you directed that show on HBO and BET. Props when it's due. Moses, I take it that you mean the actors lose focus constantly. I think it's okay once in a while to keep a light mood on set, but when it happens almost every take, it really slows down production. Moses says, exactly. Matt Way, calling digital recordings film. Wow. Johnny says, I gotta be honest. I always feel for the second team. Room tone. Everyone STFU for 30 seconds. No, you're not the exception. Kevin says, complaints about free food. Still, one of the only industries that does that. That's a good point. You shouldn't complain about free food. Abby says, lowest tier edible garbage that we are forced to eat on some sets ain't exactly food for free. Dylan says, spineless first ADs who don't have the balls to tell the director no because they're more concerned about getting rehired than treating their crews humanely. I've worked with cowards who have literally run away from me for asking, what are we waiting on? Or how many more setups when we're 14 hours in? Ooh. First off, if you're 14 hours in, you gotta call it. You can go a little bit over, a little bit less, but schedule your shoot for 12 hours. If you're going in 14 hours, if you're working on a set that's consistently going to 14 hours, like one day out of 20 days is fine, and that's normal. But if it's every day going way after, that's a problem. Yeah, someone's not doing their job. PA standing in a doorway, talking on the walkie to another PA 10 feet away. Ha 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 ha. Background people who try too hard to get noticed on screen. Oh, I feel this one. They're too stupid to realize that they're only going to get cut out of the scene or moved so they're less distracting. That's very true. If you're background, don't try to be clever. Don't try to do something like crazy over the top. Your role literally is background. So if you're talking, if you're supposed to be having a conversation in the background, do it. But don't be looking in camera being like, you know, doing this and doing all this crazy stuff that you wouldn't be doing. Really disrespectful. It's really, you might think it's funny, but there's a lot of money, time, effort, energy that is on the line at these productions, and you will easily get fired and you will never get invited back onto a set, and you will be cut out of the film. So congratulations. For no real half and half for the coffee at the crafty table. That's a pet peeve of mine too. Luckily, I'm only on my sets where we have real half and half, but I've been on some other sets where they only have the coffee mate, the sweetener type stuff. Ugh, like that's not real creamer. That is not real creamer. People who think talking to any point when a director is directing, amen to that. I'll get to my pet peeves soon. Tardiness, ooh, that's a good one. Clarence says, not getting a chance to be on any, LOL. Josh says, getting shot by Alec Baldwin. That'd be more of a pet peeve. That'd be a death sentence. George says, people talking during quiet on the set, and you hear them through the audio earphones loud and clear. Oh my gosh, yes. People that like whisper, or as soon as they say like moment of silence, then they start to whisper, and then they're whispering a lot louder, and they think it's funny. Oh, we're supposed to be quiet, but now it's so funny. You know, and then you still hear them. Just be respectful, be quiet on set, actually be quiet on set. Don't leave your phone on the ding mode all times. Oh my gosh, I can go on. Cody says, when any sort of crew is entitled or an asshole because they have experience. Oh, I'm with you on that. They've been on set one day, then they think they could just boss everyone around, or they think that they know everything about all of the sets, and it's just not the case. Not the case, buddy. Just take a chill pill. The people that have had the most experience on set typically are the most respective and the calmest and the nicest, and you'll be able to laugh and joke around with them too. Nikki says, as a director, when actors miss a line and improvise it and it turns out better, so I'm going with it, then the actor yells cut and breaks character because he messed up the line or equivalent. That's a very specific pet peeve. Actors, do yourself a favor, don't yell cut. Your job isn't to yell cut. Okay? Rob Shore says, gabbing and no work being done. Ooh. Lisa says that the shooting day ends and it's time to go home. Aw, she likes being on set. Jonathan says, witnessed it recently. Music blasting during a scene being filmed. Sure, it's to set a mood, but makes it hard to hear the direction and you get sick of the song on the 10th take. Should note it was an action scene, audio and soundtrack to add in post. Still got tired of the song. Sounds like a personal problem. TJ says, farts. That's a pet peeve of mine too. Michael Mason, a friend of mine, says, actors who show up late. I'm with you on that, buddy. It was hard for me to make movies in San Diego because a lot of actors, for some reason, feel like they can show up late. Because a lot of San Diego people have this laissez-faire attitude. Not all of them, but the experience that I had when I was filming there, they'd be late and they'd be a little bit laissez-faire about it. I do not like that. Paula says, that's mine too. Michael says, I'm sorry you experienced that. That's why I schedule things earlier than needed, so less room for error. Good point. Good point. And also, that's another point. If someone is consistently late, you're noticing a trend on them, just set their call time earlier than you need them, because you set it to be an hour. If they're always consistently 30 minutes late, just set it to be an hour earlier than you need them, and then they'll still be late, but they'll actually be early. Well, as long as you make it so they don't know that you're doing that, you know, and then give them something to do once they get there. Oh, so glad you're here. And they're like, sorry, I'm late. And then you're like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. When people on set just sit or put drinks on the grips, apple box. Cheers. Garrett says, people not staying in their lane. Okay. Bailey says, producers, bringing a bag of peanuts. I don't know if this applies to other countries as well, but in here, PH, that's considered a bad luck during the set. Okay. When people look at the sound mixer when a plane flies by or a weed blower is on, they ask, can you hear that? And I reply, can you? A mic's job is to capture audio, all audio. Clint says, people who think that the props table is for dumping rubbish on. People who think they need to clean up the props table and throw away props, e.g. coffee cups. Lori says, when someone else is sitting on the apple box that I wanted to sit on. Chris says, eat too much from catering. Alave says, as a sound man, Let's shoot the rehearsal. Hey, I always shoot the rehearsal. You rehearse off camera, before, but the first take, it technically is the rehearsal, unless you're just like kind of going through the motions, the blocking of it. Once you have that down, you just film it. Because a lot of times the first take, the actors are the most fresh. They have the most natural response, and you get the best take. A lot of times, not every time, but that's why you always film the first take. Richard says, people. Okay. Ira says, unprofessional, supposed professionals. Okay. Rob says, when they don't have Cheez-Its at Crafty. Justin says, yelling or being a dick to anyone. Directors who think they're God when actors are simply trying to relax and get into character and naturally just giggle when they forget their lines and attempt to release stress. Destin says, I feel for that. I might add that I think it's ultimately the director's choice and may fall into a gray area under circumstance. Having composure is important. Jeremiah says, having producers from Hollywood tell me how to shoot my movies when they don't even know simple film. Okay. Lewis says, Netflix unapproved camera. Charlie, when people bring their pets, can imagine bring my cat, Moo over. Logan, stingers across the acting plane. Ooh, feel that. Biggest peeve, when an actress seeks the ingredients of something that she isn't allergic to. Watching them eat it, then complain it was there. Oh, man. Oh, I feel this pain. People showing up to fall asleep on set when you weren't even asked to be there in the first place. Wow, she's got some very personal pet peeves. Helping is beneath you, and most of all, zero communication. Cookie says, porta potties. And telling us we can't use the bathroom in the house/location. Listen, I'ma use it. Yes, she is. Marius says, nobody cares about sound or gives crap about room tone until they see quiet footage. Oh, now you care, don't you? Don't you? Alex says, an actor that thinks they're the director, LOL. Ooh, I feel them on that. I feel them on that. If you're an actor, don't direct the other actor, or don't answer a question that the actor is asking the director. The director will answer that question. Don't answer that question, because the director will give you a response, and then an actor will give you another response, and it will have nothing to do with what it should be. So actors, act. Directors, direct. Unless you're the actor/director, then direct and act. Okay, thank you. Filming in dodgy areas and bogans interrupt the shot. What's a bogan? I think is it a homeless person? I think it's a homeless person. I'm cool with people watching as long as they don't think they're going to be funny and mess up the shoot. Matt says, the lack of cocaine and hookers. Justin says, you obviously have never been on one of my sets. Natalie says, I haven't been on many sets since I've done more video editing than anything, but I hate when I'm asked on set as a video editor and then get cut off when I'm trying to suggest something, especially when they say, oh yeah, that could definitely be done in post. Like, I'm right here. May I speak, please? Smoking. Miranda says, being called scripty. Ed says, when I send a star actor to get me my coffee and donuts and it takes over 60 seconds, unacceptable. I feel your pain, Ed. I feel your pain. Gilbert says, when the boom microphone is lowered into a scene and nobody catches it before the movie's released, like in the movie Out to Sea with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. Russell says, the gaffers spend more time necking with naive makeup girls than actually doing either of their jobs. Lucas says, not enough peeled grapes. Bill says, camera pointed at someone other than me, baby, me. Robert says, not being involved in the shagging. Okay, there's a lot of British people here, I think, in this. Keith says, poor communication or organization or coordination. All three usually correlate. David says, rude PAs, ADs, and catering people. Also, directors who don't think background. Anyway, so we can go on and on about these pet peeves. My pet peeves are when the actor tries to direct or when the actor thinks that they have a better idea of the character than I do. I'm open to suggestions. If they suggest something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely on point. But I've had actors for auditions add their own props, which is cool, but sometimes the props will be completely unnecessary. For example, there was one scene reading from one actor and he like had a gun as a prop and like a leather jacket looking at a gun and he was like kind of pointing the gun around as he was doing the audition, but the script didn't call for the gun. So it's not really a pet peeve of mine, but it's like, I guess it's the lack of common sense from certain people. They don't necessarily have to be actors. Also, for me, the people that are like complaining on set. If you're talking about something worthy of having a complaint, like, oh, we haven't eaten in 8 hours. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair complaint. But if you're going to crafty table, like, oh, you only have this type of fruit snacks. Oh, you don't have this type. Oh, you do this. You don't like that type of energy. I really can't stand, man. Or when actors are not down for the count, where it's like, all right, guys, we're going to film this. And they're just like, oh, man, or they're like dragging their feet type thing. That really, or crew members too. I worked with one director of photography and he was just dragging his feet the whole, we got to do this. Oh, now we got to get another shot. Now I got to move in my film gear. Like, dude, yes, this is your job. Your job is to get the shot. Be grateful. I would rather have a grateful, experienced enough director of photography that's in a good mood all the time versus a guy who's an expert that is dragging his feet and is super negative all the time and complaining all the time. I worked on this one set last year, and this really overweight director of photography, all he was doing was complaining about everything. And then like he wanted the special salad for lunch. We had a great lunch. They were like these really nice deli sandwiches type thing, but really like ciabatta bread. And they were asking orders for everyone. I think I got like a turkey club or something like that. And it was delicious, avocado. But he requested this salad, right? So we got the salad that he requested. And then like later on, he's just saying, all I had for dinner was this salad. And it wasn't even any good. Like, dude, you requested the salad. You requested the salad and you ate what you wanted and now you're complaining about it. Oh my gosh, that gets under my skin. Another thing is PAs that don't take the budget seriously. So if I send a PA out for $50, let's say, okay, you need to get this, this, and this, keep budget under $50, and they come back and they get all this additional stuff that wasn't on the list, and it's $150. Like, guys, use your common sense here. This isn't, you got to stay at around budget. If it's $5 over, okay, that's not a big deal. If it's $10 over, make a call, say, hey, is it okay that I get this? It's going to be a little bit more expensive. Okay, that's fine. But 3 times the budget? Yeah, only $150 for crafty, right? For a production that's thousands and thousands of dollars doesn't seem much. But if you're to go 3 times the budget every single time, you're screwed. If you can't do the little things correctly, they will certainly not be able to do the big things correctly. So do not want those people on set. So basically, bad energy is probably my biggest pet peeve. Being ungrateful, those are my biggest pet peeves. What are your biggest pet peeves? Leave those in the comments below. If you are a filmmaker and you haven't made your movie yet, what is stopping you? I actually made a product that will help you tremendously. It's called 48-Hour Film School. It'll help you learn how to make your movie from start to finish in 2 days or less. This is not a technical course, so if you're learning about camera, f-stops, ISO, stuff like that, this is not the course for you. But if you want to learn how to produce your film, get it done, and get it on your red carpet premiere, this is the course for you. So click the link below or click right here and check out 48-Hour Film School. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.